Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am so happy to be here with you once more. I love being here on YouTube with you and showing you how to make these great projects. I hope that you enjoy my channel. And let's go ahead and have some fun. We're going to make this adorable Hershey's Mini Rice Krispies box with this adorable little Witchy Poo on the front. The box says, if you've got it, haunt it. So precious. So she's super cute. And I did a project with her also on, I think it was Sunday. So check out that video on day 1. This is day 7 of week 2. And next week I'm doing some more Halloween. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So inside of her, can you hear that little crunching? I have these little Hershey's Rice Krispie treats. Look at how cute they are. Adorable. Those are the 3 kinds that they made this year. And I think I'm going to do the Frankie today. I think she has the pumpkin in there with her. But I'm going to do Frankenstein because I just think it's cute. So we're going to use the Best Wishes. So if you do not have that set, the link is in the description below. And then this is a retired punch. We don't have any more tag topper punches, but that's just something you cannot get rid of. They're awesome, and there's all different ones. And this one is called Scallop Tag Topper. So check that out. And let's go ahead and get started. We are coloring with the blends today. And our box is made with the gorgeous grape cardstock. Cute, right? Oh, yeah. So this cardstock is, I believe, 6.5 by 5.5. So you can get 2 out of 1 sheet of cardstock, which, hey, anytime you can get more than 1 out of a sheet of cardstock, I'm all about that kind of treat holder. So let's measure to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's, yeah, 6.5 by 5.5. I just wanted to make sure because I wasn't sure if I wrote it down correctly when I was designing it. So this right here is our Stampin' Blends, and that's what I used to color her. So she was stamped on a scrap of basic white cardstock. Here's the cute stamp, and I used the Memento Tuxedo black ink, inked her up in there, and stamped her onto a piece of basic white. I just didn't want you guys to have to sit here and watch me color her, but here she is, and I fussy cut her out. So I used dark fresh freesia for her dress, and the little highlights that you see on her dress, I used the light orchid oasis to do that, and a little bit on her hat right there. The black is our basic black dark Stampin' Blend. The gray for her buckle is our dark smoky slate. For the top of her broom, I used dark pumpkin pie. For her face, I chose to use our natural blends, and it is from the second lightest pack. So it's not light, it's I think medium light. And I used this number 800, SU 800 for her skin, but you can make her any skin color that you want. We have all the different ones in those Stampin' Blends. So those are an awesome addition to our regular line of colors. And then her hair is light soft suede. And I think she just turned out adorable. I gave her shoes instead of boots, but if you wanted her to have boots, just bring your line of your basic black dark up a little higher. I think she turned out awesome. And then I have used the Best Butterflies DSP here. See, there's some butterflies on this side. But I love this fresh freesia color. I thought it was amazing. And so I thought it went really good with the with this pretty gorgeous grape cardstock. So this piece of DSP is Butterfly Kisses is the name of the DSP pack, and it is a 1 7/8 by 2 7/8 inch size. And then I have a 1 inch by 2 inch basic white that I'm going to use for the words. So let's go ahead and stamp those. We're stamping those in Gorgeous Grape. So I'm just going to ink that up. And we're just going to cut it. So it doesn't matter if it's centered or straight or whatever. We're just going to stamp that down. Those are going to be trimmed apart. All right, so let's clean our stamp, and then we're going to get to scoring our box, and I'm going to show you what to do for that. Going to move the blends out of the way. All right, and our box and our little girl and our paper. So here is our piece of gorgeous grape cardstock. And on the long side, which is the 6.5 inch length, you're going to score it at 2 inches, at 3 inches, at 5 inches, and at 6 inches. And then on the short side, you're going to score it at 1 inch. I'm actually going to turn it this way so that the small one is at the bottom. So we're going to do a 1 inch. This one goes all the way across. We're going to do a 4 inch, and that goes all the way across. So you have the 1 inch and the 4 inch. And then the 4.5 inch score mark, we're only going to do it on the 2 wide sections. And you see this mark that I have down here? I like having it because you can follow with your eye. So I use that when I position anything and I need to do tick marks on my scoring. So just if people have asked in the past, so I just wanted you guys to know what that's for. But so you're going to score the 4.5 inch only on the 2 wide sections. So there's a small section here and a small section here. So these 2 wide sections are going to get the 4.5. So I'm going to go 4.5 and I'm going to come across, and then I'm going to skip this section and I'm going to come 4.5 and I'm going to stop right there. So I have that 4.5 and this 4.5. So I'm going to show you, that's what it looks like. So these 2 large sections get that extra little cut there, okay? And that is it. So let's go ahead and score on, or burnish on our score mark. So let's do this bottom one. And let's do this long top one that goes all the way across. And then we're going to do the side one. And then this bigger one. We're not going to burnish that small half mark that we did only on those 2 sections. Not yet. Okay. So that's what we have. Everything's burnished. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom and we're going to cut this little section goodbye. And we're also going to angle this tab section at the same time. So I'm just going to angle and then I'm going to cut this one away. Okay. Now I'm going to angle and then I'm going to cut straight up this mark. And that gets rid of that piece. So there's my tab. Okay. I want to angle this tab as well. So the same thing. So I'm going to angle and then I'm going to come up this side here to get rid of that extra. Okay. And then I'm going to angle this one. Same thing. And I'm going to come straight up this side as well. So there's my tabs on the bottom. That's what we have so far. You guys with me? Now we're going to rotate it. This rectangle here, we're getting rid of it completely. So we're just going to trim and we're going to trim. Goodbye rectangle. That's what we have so far. Okay. Now these 2 long pieces are going to be our tabs like we have at the bottom, but they're just a little too long. So we're going to trim them down. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to cut straight down here. Okay. I'm going to cut straight down here. I'm going to cut straight down here. Okay, and so now I have where it's movable. I'm going to move these two guys completely out of the way, and I'm going to leave these two up. They're too long. So we're going to bring our paper trimmer in. Okay, so let me grab my paper trimmer. And we're going to set this side that's already been cut on the 5-inch mark. So here's my 5-inch. So I'm going to lay it right there. And then see these pieces that are sticking off? That's what's going to be trimmed. So those get trimmed. Now they're the right length. We don't need our trimmer. Just move that out of the way. And now we're going to taper them like we did here. Okay, so we're going to come in with our scissor and we're going to angle cut there. And I'm going to move this one out of the way to make it a little easier. And we're going to angle cut there. And again, right here. And the other side as well. Okay, so see how we have the same, pretty good, right? I think so. I think we've done good. I think we've done pretty good. So this is what we have so far. I'm going to show you. Now remember, you have these little marks here on these big pieces. So we're going to slide these two into our scallop tag topper punch. So I'm going to unlock it in the back. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and get my pieces ready. We're going to put them in the tag topper punch. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and get these kind of out of the way, these flaps, okay? And I'm not going to fold these or do anything with them. I'm just going to fold these two tabs down. And I'm going to take my punch, I'm going to slide this in, and I'm going to push it to the back of the punch, and I'm going to flip it over and make sure, see that it's not crooked like this, because that would be horrible and it would not punch nicely, and that it's straight and pushed all the way into my punch, just like that, okay? And once I'm happy with it, I'm going to give it that little punch, and we'll slide it out. There's one. We're going to do the same thing to this side. So let's go ahead and slide. Remember, this tab goes down, this one goes down. We're going to slide this one in, and it's okay. It will fit in the punch. You just have to push it in. We're going to flip it over, and again, we're going to adjust it so that it's even. Just like that, okay? We're going to give it a punch, and then we'll slide it out. And then I'm going to let you take a picture while I put my punch away. That's what it looks like when you're all done cutting. So grab a screenshot. Looks pretty great. Very pleased. So now we're going to glue this little guy together, okay? So we're going to put adhesive on this piece. So let me grab my silicone mat. And then we're going to bring this one to meet it, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put some adhesive on this piece. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to bring this one to meet it right there. You can also do it this way. You just want to make sure that you give it nice pressure. Okay, and there is our box. Okay, now we're going to put these two sides in. And I'm going to pick a front. So the front is this piece where we glued this little strip. That's the back. So this is my front. So it's the last flap that goes in. So this is the front. So we're going to put adhesive on these tabs. And then I'm going to push the back over the top of them, and I'm going to just put it down on my table here, on my desk, and press and get that to hold. I can also flip it over and put my bone folder in here and make sure that it's glued. We're going to put some adhesive on this piece here. And And we're going to fold this in just like that. There is my little piece. Now these tabs are going to get crossed, and then this is going to come down like this, and it's going to be attached with ribbon, so there's no gluing at the top, but these cute little tabs cross over just like that. So this is our box, and again, remember where the seam is, that's the back. So let's go ahead and put our Rice Krispie treat in so that he fits inside. Put our flap closed, lay it down, and let's go ahead and attach our super cute DSP onto the front. Again, this piece is 1 7/8 by 2 7/8 because the box is 2 by 3. And I'm going to grab my tweezers because I got a little crazy with the glue and I don't want it on my fingers. So then I'm just going to lay this DSP over the top, and you see it just gives us a cute little border. Ah, precious. Precious, precious, precious. And then this is going to be attached with a ribbon. We're going to do that at the very end, but let's go ahead and attach our little Witchy Poo on here. So she's going to kind of live right there. We've stamped our If You've Got It, Haunt It, and we're going to trim that apart. So I'm going to separate the Haunt It from the If You've Got It. So I'm just cutting right along that. This is why it doesn't matter if it's if you got it perfectly straight, if you stamped it crooked, it doesn't matter because we're cutting them apart so we can make them straight, right? So I'm cutting the Haunt It away. There that is. And now I'm going to do the If You've Got It. It's a little tricky because of that apostrophe, but we can make it work. And then we'll trim this. And if it's a little crooked, we just straighten it with our scissor, just like that. I think I kind of bobbled it slightly because I was worried about that apostrophe, but there it is. If you've got it, haunt it. Let's get rid of this. We're going to glue that flat onto our box itself, the If You've Got It. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the corner. So grab my tweezers. This is going to go right here in the corner of the designer series paper, right at the top. And I want to make sure that it's not showing. So there we go. If You've Got It, there, that. Now comes our witch. So she's kind of off to the side here. Her hat sticks off the edge of the box. So we want to make sure that, I'm going to hold my finger there, that I don't put any dimensionals on this side of her pointy hat. So what I'm going to do to prevent myself from doing that is I'm going to put a dimensional right there where I don't want to go past, and then I'm not putting any more dimensionals on there. So we'll put one on her broom. Let's see if we can get some on the ends here of her little dress. I'll put one over here where her hand is. And then the center sections, I'm going to use the larger dimensionals. So let me grab those. So I'll put one in the middle there and one down here. And I think I do want more, but you guys don't have to put these. I just really like to support the images. And then on her feet, I want to put some dimensionals there, so I'm going to show you. I use the ends of the dimensionals. See how I've trimmed them away? And I just kind of cut like these little long strips. And I just save the edges to use for this kind of stuff. And I'm just going to put one on each of her little feet there, which I think looks... that'll give it some support so that those little legs are not dangly. So let's go ahead and pull the backs off of these. I use my Take Your Pick tool to remove the backs of dimensionals. we go. All right, so we're gonna put this, and we wanna make sure that the hat fits in between the if you've, right? We don't want it, we wanna be able to read that is my point. So we kinda have to move her around so she's situated on an angle, and there she goes. So now the Haunted is gonna get glued on top of her, but I'm gonna put a mini dimensional under that H. So we'll just grab one, because it's going to have to actually be attached to the box, and pull the back off. I still have some little scraps on my table of paper. All right, and then I'm going to use my wet adhesive, and I'm going to attach it on the rest of this piece of cardstock here. That's going to go on top of her. And then we're going to just adhere that right over the top. I'm going to grab my tweezers. And remember, that dimensional behind the H, that's what's going to go down on this section here of the box. So we're going to kind of push that down. Push that over the top of her. So cute. She's a cutie. And now for the ribbon, I think I have 12 inches of the open weave ribbon. This is the Fresh Freesia. Such a pretty ribbon, and it matches our DSP. So we're going to put those flaps down, and that little score mark is to help push this down like this. We're going to go through this piece, and we're just going to tie a bow. So I'm going to make my pieces even and close my section on the top, and see how that stays really nice, so you don't need any adhesive. I'm just going to wrap around, push through, and pull it. And then when I'm happy with the length of the bow and the tails, I will trim the ends. Grab my ribbon scissors. And I don't think I trimmed my original. I was waiting for my Rice Krispie treats to arrive, and I think I forgot to trim the original one. So there is that one. Let me get my silicone mat, my scissors, my tweezers, my bone folder, everything out of the way. Look at how cute she is. So don't forget, if you have your retired scallop tag topper, but the main star of the show, of course, is our Best Witches stamp set, which is adorable. If you have not purchased that, check it out. And of course, Stampin' Blends to color our little witch. So thanks for being here. This is Kelly with 𝐤𝐞𝐞𝐤𝐿 Warm Hearts. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, please do so. Also like, comment, share, subscribe, ask your friends to subscribe, share the video with them if you think somebody would really love these videos. And any kind of crafters really love to do paper crafts. So most crafters do more than one kind of craft. So I would appreciate it if you would share my video. You can also share to your Pinterest to save the video for when you're ready to make the project. Thanks for being here today and helping me finish up week 2 of Halloween projects. Thanks again. This is Kelly with 𝐤𝐞𝐞𝐤𝐿 Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!